day viewers, my name is Darlington Okoka and I welcome you to Delwood Electrical YouTube channel. Today we shall be discussing on how to terminate cables using cable lugs. Most often a time I see a lot of people joining cables together without having to use a cable lug. That will definitely lead to the failure of those joints. So cable lugs are devices used to connect cables to the terminals of equipment such as transformers, switch gears, and various other equipment. It prevents you from tying the wire together, but with that cable lug, you could use it, connect it, and impute it on the equipment, and it stays there for life. So what makes your equipment to last longer is your connection techniques. If you have a good connection techniques and it has a good joint, definitely your equipment is going to last a lifetime. But when there's aching or there's a failure along the line, it's definitely going to affect your equipment and it will lead to failure. So the essence of this class or the essence of this video is to enlighten you on the various uses of the different types of cable lugs we have. All cable lugs have their own different uses, so when you select a particular cable lug, you should know that it's going to do your work effectively for you. So let's look at the various types of cable lugs we have. First is the ring type cable lug. As can be shown on the screen, you will see that the ring type cable lug is made up of copper. It is usually used, it has a circle. If you look at it, it has circle on it and it has different color coding. So when you want to connect the red face, you use this red one. When you want to connect the blue face, you use blue. When you want to connect the yellow face with green face, just like that, to ensure that the right one is being used to connect. So usually you use a crimping tool. This is a crimping tool. You use a crimping tool for this kind of connection. You use this part of it to crimp it together so that by the time you have put your wire, when you crimp it together, it stays directly. I usually discourage people from using hammer. Most people, you put your wire inside and start using hammer to hit it. It will definitely fail with time. So make sure that when you are doing your connection with this type of ring type cable lug, make sure you use a crimping tool to crimp them together. The second type of cable lug we are talking about is the fork type. Now, fork type, as shown on your screen too, is a type of cable lug that hooks. It's not circular. It hooks so that you can clip it with washer and it holds itself. So it's usually used in relays, it's usually used in timers, it's usually used in contactors. So whenever you have that particular opportunity, you will see that it cannot enter from the top because of space. So it goes underneath and you screw it directly. So it's also advisable that you also use a crimping tool to crimp this together. The third one we're going to talk about is the pin type. Now this pin type connection is available in most of our contact lugs, as can be shown on your screen too. So when you have a contact lug, what you need to do, put your cable underneath and crimp it together and connect it to the terminal block of the equipment that you want to use. So instead of connecting the equipment directly and maybe soldering it together, you use this cable lug and pin it in and it gets a contact. So please make sure that you use a cable lug for that. The fourth type of cable lug we're going to talk about is the solder lugs. Now the solder lugs are those small lugs you put and you can solder it on top, you put the wire on top, you connect it, then on the equipment you solder it directly. So this type of cable lug is usually used to prevent corrosion or can be used on our printed circuit board. The fifth one is the compression lug. Now the compression lug are usually available on, you use them on transformers, we can use them on switch gears. As you can see on the screen, it's very important that you use the right lug. So you don't use hammer, like I said, you use a compression machine. It uses hydraulic air. So when you connect it and you want to use it, the size is different. Cable lug has a different cable lug size. You have the 25, you have 16, you have 35, you have 63, you have the way you have the cable sizes. That's how you have cable lugs. Most people call them cable lug machine, but it's called a compressor that uses hydraulic air. So by the time you have put your cable inside, you put it on the compressor and you compress it down and it keys directly. So please ensure that you use the right cable lug for the right cable sizes. The last one is mechanical lug. This mechanical lug, it doesn't use compressors. You don't have access to a compressor, as can be shown on your screen now. What you do is that you connect your cable at the top and you screw it. It has a screw. You see this part, this side is where you screw it in. You screw the cable in and you take it to the equipment and you lock it. With that, it has held a strong grip. So you can see that the most professional and practical way to connect your cable to the terminal block of your equipment is through the use of cable lug. If you have an installation and your electrician is not using a cable lug, insist that the electrician use the cable lug. They feel it's easier, but on the long run, it is going to save your equipment from damaging. I hope this video has been very useful to you. If it has, kindly click on the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the notification icon at the right hand side of your screen so as to get notified when subsequent videos are being posted. Thank you for coming to YouTube channel. See you in our subsequent video. Thank you.